Dear final year students, I think this would be the last topic today I am discussing with you. The topic name already I have started last time, the mechanism of rearrangement reactions, right? So there are 4 different reactions, already 2 I have completed, and today I want to go with the remaining 2. So before I start, I would like to tell you, probably by next week, 21st onwards, the college may reopen, I'm not sure, if the conditions are in favor of us. So in that case, I would like to continue whatever the 3 topics I have covered uh, with important concepts and important reactions or important topics, highlights, and I will continue online if the college is not started, or else if college starts, and again we will going to meet and we will have conversations with whatever the discussion we have made, and I will going to repeat some of the important points on each topic. Okay, so this is my idea. So keeping this in mind, before I start my topic, I again give you an advice that last week the Department of Chemistry, launched an photographic event or poster presentation event in connection with the environmental issues. So I think only few students are very much interested, and they have called me regarding how to represent all these things. So it is my duty to tell you, before 16th, means still 2 days is there, today is the 14th. Before 16th, if you are able to take a photograph in connected with the environmental issues, or if you draw a poster yourself, handwritten poster yourself, that is well and good. So there are 2 competition, so each competition is given 3 prizes. Okay, so prizes you may be knowing 1,000, 700 and 500 for poster presentation, poster drawn by you only, and photograph presentation is also yours. So you can take any photograph nearby your area, and that photograph should be geotag. Okay, and you may ask what kind of photograph we may take. So I will give one simple example. Nearby you, if some PP kits were thrown, now it is your view, you can take a photograph it and write some caption, how the environment is polluted by the use or the unwanted PP kits thrown by people, and you write one quote that, is it the way to spoil the nature by PP kit? Is it safe or not? Like this, some quotation you must write, and the geo photograph of which you are interested, you can take. The attention should be given in such a way that the judges must get improved, that is impressed. Okay, so I request all of you, still 2 days is there up to 16. I wanted to extend the 2 more days if you are interested. So all boys and girls of 6th semester students, I request better you take part. Okay, you take the sketch pen or color material, and on a 2 by 2 size card sheet, you think of yourself what best the environmental diagram can be drawn, and again you write your quotation below and attach the file to our Google format, which already I have sent to you. Okay, so I request all the students, all the final year students especially, send your some photographs or some poster presentation of your own. Okay, and one more condition, don't take any photographs from internet. Okay, so if you take a photograph from the internet, then the geotag will tell you. So that is why I advise you people to take any environmental related topics within the 5 kilometer of where you are residing, in your village or in your town. So there may be some waste garbage will be, or a polymer product will be thrown by people, plastic bottle will be thrown by people, okay, or the water pollution by some unwanted materials are mixing with the water. All these you just search nearby you and take the geotag and write some 1 or 2 line your statement and send it. The prize will be given to such candidate the photograph, okay, geotag photograph, along with your whatever you are representing, the material or the tag, so that they must be most effective, and such people will get the prizes. Okay, so these are the points I want to highlight at this stage. So with this, now I want to move on to our regular topic. Okay, so the topic already I have mentioned. Okay. Okay, the rearrangement reaction, already the two rearrangements are over, Beckmann rearrangement and Favorsky rearrangement. And today I want to go for benzidine rearrangement and benzoic acid rearrangement. So it is my pleasure to again recall the memory of both the reaction and then move to the remaining two. Okay, so what is a rearrangement? Rearrangement, just better you can see this one example I have made. Okay, so you can see C1 and C2, these are the two carbon. Okay, and on C1 carbon there is a R or hydrogen atom. Okay, the R group may shifted from C1 to C2, there is a migration. So by some chemical means, some action, the seed base or some chemical method, oxidation, reduction, whatever it may be, what happens, one of the functional group on C1 moves to C2, C1 to C2, and you can see C1 will get plus charge and C2 will get the shifted functional group. There is a migration of the functional group is possible. So such shift of the proton or alkyl group or aryl group in a molecule, within a molecule, is called as a rearrangement. Okay, so you can see another, it doesn't mean that the shift may be carbon to carbon, C1 to C1. It may be some other element like nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur. Okay, so here you can see in the second case, C1 is carbon and N2 is nitrogen. The alkyl group migrates towards the nitrogen and carbon will become plus. Okay, so simply it is a shift or migration of functional groups like R, H or some other functional group within the molecule without changing its molecular formula. Okay, so the migration leading into the formation of a new product with a new name of the compound. Okay, so there are different functional group like nucleophile, electrophile or radical or aromatic functional group may migrate. Okay, so such a simple definition is the rearrangement. So rearrangement is a phenomenon where the certain functional group or atoms in the molecule migrate from one carbon to another carbon or some other element, and thus such phenomenon is considered as the rearrangement. Okay, so last time I have discussed about the Beckmann rearrangement. What is Beckmann rearrangement? Beckmann rearrangement, better you can see this particular equation. So a carbonyl compound subjected for C double bond O, I have shown here at the bottom. Okay, it is a aldehyde or ketone. Better you can take ketone. Ketone, when treated with hydroxylamine, there is a formation of oxime. That is N double bond C and N contains OH. This when treated with an acid or heated with an acid like HCl, H2SO4, PCl5, SOCl2 or SiO2, zinc or PBA, that is a polyphosphoric acid, PPA. Okay, then what happens? You see the final product. The N double bond OH group will become ketonic group and N double bond C will become NH. So oxime will get converted into an amide. So conversion of an oxime into an amide is Beckmann rearrangement in presence of an acid like HCl or H2SO4, etc. Okay, so same thing you can see here. Yes, you can see here. That is R1C double bond NOH R2. I have taken directly ketoxime. So ketoxime when treated with an acid, so there is a formation of R1C double bond O NH R2. It will be an amide. So this reaction was discovered by Beckmann and the name was retained till today in the memory of this man. So who has worked on such reactions from 1853 to 1923. Okay, and here it is an acid catalyzed conversion of ketoxime into N substituted amine, nitrogen substituted amine. Here the migration of the functional group R1 and R2, you can see R1 C double bond O, the carbon, the shift of N carbon as well as the alkyl group R2 to the nitrogen, the shift of R2 to the nitrogen with conversion to an amide is Beckmann rearrangement. Okay, so you can see the Beckmann rearrangement in case of benzophenone oxime. So you can take benzophenone, subject it for treatment with the hydroxylamine, it will going to form benzophenone oxime. When benzophenone oxime is treated with acetic anhydride in presence of acetic acid and hydrochloric acid, benzidine will going to form. This is a benzidine, C6H5NH C double bond O C6H5. So sorry, it is a benzenylide. Okay, not benzidine, it is a benzenylide will going to form. Okay, so this is the Beckmann rearrangement. So simply just I want to highlight in a word, that is a ketoxime on treating with an acid will get converted into an amide, right? Okay, now last time I have explained the mechanism of this Beckmann rearrangement. So here first is the protonation, the removal of water, then again you will get the cation, that is the nitrocation will get converted into carbocation. Okay, and then addition of water molecule, it will going to form the water added to this carbon with positive charge. Then deprotonation, removal of proton, so R1COH double bond N R, so this is a product. And in the next stage, the removal of OH and removal of carbon to carbon double bond make this RC double bond OH NH R2. Okay, the lone pair of electron will be accepted by the proton on nitrogen. And in the last step, there is a deprotonation, removal of a proton from water molecule OH group, OH plus, and R2 C double bond O NH R2. This is a product, right? The other way of explanation of this mechanism is also there. You can better use this one. Earlier I have explained that one. Okay, this is a reaction. Okay, the first one is you can take the oxime, subject it for protonation. The OH group of nitrogen of oxime will become added with the proton. So an intermediate compound containing H on this oxygen as a plus. Then in the next case, what happened? This molecule, okay, will remove a water molecule, deprotonation like this. So the H2 will be eliminated, and when this is done, then the migration of the group R1, R2, you can say is R dash, will towards the nitrogen takes place. You can see R C plus double bond N R dash, R C plus double bond N R dash. So here the migration of the alkyl group towards the nitrogen takes place with the elimination of water molecule. right? So this is what the main part of the our rearrangement. So rearrangement within the molecule, the alkyl group are shifts. Now in the last step, if you subject it for hydrolysis, what happen? R plus will take water molecule as H2O plus shown here. H2O plus C R double bond N, a lone pair of electron R dash. When it is again subjected for deprotonation of one proton of H2O plus, so it will become OH, right? So RCOH double bond NR. Okay, so this intermediate, now what next? You can see this intermediate containing OH attached to the carbon with R double bond NH plus R. Okay, here oxygen to hydrogen bond shifts towards the oxygen to make it as a C double bond O, R C double bond O, and NH plus, what happened? The lone pair of electron, the nitrogen is having plus, will accepted by the H, and it will become RC double bond O NHR. Okay, so in the earlier site, the lone pair of electron, the positive charge on the nitrogen was not shown, but in the third step, so it is there here. Okay, so that positive charge will be removed by the shift of lone pair of electron from carbon to nitrogen, and whereby you will get RC double bond ONHR. This is your main product. Okay, so this reaction already I have discussed. Okay, then now the another example, another reaction is also there. I don't want to go again this because there is a stereochemical hindrance or stereochemical retention of the configuration. Everything will be explained last time. Okay, now another name reaction, Favorsky rearrangement. So what is this Favorsky rearrangement? Okay, so Favorsky rearrangement is the base catalyzed arrangement of cyclopropanone and alpha haloketones. Cyclopropanone, that is, you can see here, cyclopropanone and alpha haloketone, or to carboxylic acid, or the derivative of carboxylic acid. But most of the time, either an alkoxide base or an amine to yield an ester or an amide respectively. Right, you can see better with this example. So you can see this is alpha haloester. What is alpha haloester? RCH2C double bond OCH2Cl. So the carbon containing CH2Cl adjacent to the carbon is called alpha carbon, and that contains chlorine, alpha chloroketone. When heated with a base, so it will converted into RCH2 CH2 COO minus as a carboxylate anion or carboxylic acid in general on hydrolysis. Okay, so the best example you can see, it may be converted into carboxylic acid or it may be converted into ester. For example, if the base is sodium methoxide, that is Na plus O minus Me, then RCH2 C double bond OCHX, the halogen R dash, it will get converted. How it will get converted? That OMe attached to this carbon to make CH3O C double bond O, CH2R and R dash. Wherever the halogen is there, at that halogen site, the alkyl group shifts. Okay, and you will get CH2O COR and ester. So, in case of Favorsky arrangement, alpha haloketone when heated with the base, okay, simple base leads carboxylic acid or its derivative, or if you treat with sodium alkoxides, the corresponding you will get esters, right? Now similarly you can see a 6-membered ring, that is like hexane. Hexane containing one of the carbon with C double bond O. It is a hexanone, cyclohexanone. Cyclohexanone adjacent to this, there is a chlorine. So it is a alpha chlorocyclohexanone. When it is treated with an alkali followed by acid hydrolysis, what happened? The C double bond OCl, both are alpha. Chlorine is alpha to the C double bond O. Ring contraction. 6-membered ring will become COOH with the 5-membered ring system. So overall the number of carbon in the product as well as the reactant remains the same. There is 6 carbon atoms. Here also 6 carbon atom, but the 6th carbon is out of the ring, that is in terms it will be in the COH. So ring contraction reactions of alpha ketone, alpha haloketones is known as Faraski rearrangement. Okay, so it is also there with the cyclopropanone, that is a ketone. So I don't want to go for the mechanism of this, it will take much more time, but even then you can see this simple mechanism, okay, with reference to a cyclic compound as well as a open chain compound. Okay, so please note the applications of this compound and its mechanism part, right? Now today the main discussion of today's discussion is benzidine rearrangement. What is benzidine rearrangement? How the benzidine rearrangement can take place? So benzidine is nothing but it is a 1,1-diphenyl 4,4-diamine. Okay, 1,1-diphenyl 4,4-diamine is your benzidine. It is an organic compound with a molecular formula C6H5NH2 twice. C6H5NH2 twice means the two molecules of C6H5NH and again NH6H5, they are joined together. Okay, so this particular structure is called as benzidine. Okay, it is an aromatic amine. Benzidine has been linked to, okay, it is linked to cure bladder and pancreatic cancer. Okay, that is one of the best application. Okay, now come to our part. Benzidine is synthesized by treatment of 1,2-diphenylhydrazine, 1,2-diphenylhydrazine with the mineral acids like HCl or H2SO4, induces the rearrangement reaction to give 4,4-benzidine, that is 70%, and 2,4-benzidine, 30%. Okay, so what is this reaction? Now let us go to this. When benzidine rearrangement to proceed, we have to use the protonation, that is an acid. Okay, so now I will give this particular reaction, C6H5NH C6H5. So before that, NH2 is a hydrazine, NH2 single bond NH2 is a hydrogen, and both hydrogens of NH2 group are replaced by C6H5. C6H5NH single bond NH C6H5. It is a diphenylhydrazine. What it is called as a diphenylhydrazine. This diphenylhydrazine is subjected for protonation. So the nitrogen will get plus charge and NH. Okay, and finally it will get converted. You can see the structure. NH2 C6H5 and again it is bonded with another benzene ring NH2. So the nitrogen NH which are inside the ring, they will be shifted at the extreme end of the two benzene ring diphenyl compound. Okay, and the product formation is of two kinds. One is 70% of benzidine, that is 4,4-benzidine is 70%. That is nothing but 4,4-diphenyl compound. There is a 70% is a benzidine. Then another product is 2,4-benzidine. It is a 30%. It is a 30%. Okay, now you may ask why we use 4,4 dash. Okay, to distinguish the two amino groups which are identical in the structure and the two benzene ring. So let us consider the first ring where the carbon-carbon benzene ring is joined. That is carbon number 1, 2, 3 and 4. It is a fold 4NH2. And similarly on the other carbon atom 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash. Okay, so like this you can name 4,4 dash benzidine. Formation of this is a 70% and 2,4 dash diamino diphenyl, or it is called as a benzidine. Okay, so you can see the same reaction in the different pattern. So when C6H5NH NHC6H5 is subjected for protonation, means in treatment with an acid, there is a formation of a benzidine, that is NH2C6H5 again C6H5NH2. And here what change actually happens, you can see in this reaction. Okay, so the first, the NH2 hydrazine having the two benzene will get protonated, that is NH2 plus NH2 plus. In the next case, what happened? NH2 bond broken. It's a broken bond, and there is a new bond formation between the C4 of one and C4 dash of the other aromatic ring. Okay, you can see here. And in the next case, what happened? The two proton will be removed from the benzene ring, and you will get a product containing NH2 benzene ring, again benzene ring NH2. So this is what the benzidine reaction is. I repeat again, first the protonation will make NH2 to get a positive charge. So when the positive charge formation is there, in the next step, actually this is a mechanism, next step, what happened? The slowly breaking of NH2 and formation of a bonding between the aromatic ring of one NH2 containing another NH2, and you can see at this stage the NH2 bond shifts and make NH2 double bond with plus charge, NH2 double bond with plus charge. And the benzene ring contains alternate double bond, single bond, double bond. You can see the structure very carefully. Okay, so you will get this structure, right? Then now this structure, whatever the structure we will get, we will lose the two protons from the aromatic ring, and that leads again the shift of the bond and make this NH2. So that is the benzidine formation. The simply is how these hydrazines are obtained. You can see AR N plus double bond N Cl minus, that is a aromatic ring containing N double bond plus and Cl minus. So this is benzidine chloride. Okay, C6H5 N double bond plus and Cl minus. When it is treated with sodium sulfate, it will be get converted into, that is aromatic ring is added to that, and you will get NH2, the hydrazine containing one aromatic. Okay, so that is our not a motto. It is just a conversion of the aromatic hydrazine, that is a benzene containing. Now we want the two. Okay, two aromatic rings are joined together. Therefore, you can take nitrobenzene C6H5NO2 and subject it for a reduction in presence of an alkali. Okay, so what happened? NO2 will converted into NH, and that in turn combined to form your benzidine. So whatever the last reaction I have shown, this is because how the benzidine, how this hydrazine will going to form. I have written in the above case, that is C6H5NH, C6H5. How that compound is formed? Just by reduction of ArNO2, that is aromatic nitro compound, on reduction in presence of NaOH. you will going to give hydrazine, and that hydrazine in terms of treating with an acid will get 4,4 diphenyl compound, that is your benzidine you will going to form. Now let us move to the mechanism. Okay, the two-way mechanism, both are almost same. I have given, I think whichever you feel more comfortable you can use. Okay, just that is in the first step what happened, the benzidine molecule will undergo reaction with protein to form NH2 plus. Okay, and the benzene, you can see the structure. Now here the NH2 plus will slowly disperse its bond, means it broken, and the broken bond will move towards the NH2, just as the arrow mark it is shown. And at that time the double bond in the benzene ring also shifts, and again the next double bond is also shifts. Okay, then now on the other NH2 the reverse process takes place. The double bond shift towards the NH2, and the double bond between the double bonded aromatic ring moves towards the next carbon, and finally you will get NH2 plus, an aromatic ring with the double bond connected with each other, and still there is a hydrogen on both aromatic ring, and you will get this product. Okay, NH2 double bond, benzene ring with not 3 double bond, 2 double bonds, and connected with another benzene ring with 2 double bond NH2 plus, right? So still charge is there. So in the next step what happened, the double bond shift towards the nitrogen on NH2 plus. Okay, and at that time the double bond in the benzene ring shifts. At the same time the proton will be eliminated and double bond will going to form. This is with respect to the half of the molecule. The same thing will happen with the other half of the molecule, and the NH2 will get shift of the double bond and make it as NH2 plus to NH2, and shift of the double bond proton ring gives you your benzidine. So this is whatever the mechanism is there. Already I have discussed in the beginning, but here stepwise you have to explain. Okay, now the same thing one can predict like this. Okay, you can see C6H5 NHC6H5. On protonation the NH2 group will get NH2 plus NH2 plus. Okay, you can see the red arrow marks very clearly indicating how the shift of the double bond single bond can occur. Okay, now you can see the shift occurs between nitrogen to nitrogen towards the carbon to nitrogen bond, and in the benzene ring the bond shifts, and again the one of the carbon, fourth carbon of the first benzene ring now attached to the 4' carbon of the other benzene ring. Again there is a shift, Okay, so it's a very simple way, that is yes, that is 3,5 rearrangement. Okay, sorry, it is a 5,5 sigmotropic rearrangement. Sorry, I can't get it. 5,5 sigmotropic rearrangement is taking place, and whereby this happens, and you will get NH2 plus NH2 plus NH2 plus. Okay, and there is a link between 4 and 4' of the two aromatic ring, right? And this is again equilibrium with this structure, just you can see. Okay, next below structure NH2 plus double bond H. Okay, again it is a protonation, deprotonation, removal of the proton of the two hydrogen atoms, and that will give C6 NH2 C6H5 linked with C6H5 NH2. That is benzidine. So either of the two, you can write any one mechanism, and you just remember there is a breakage of NN bond and there is a formation of a CC bond between the two aromatic ring are taking place simultaneously, one by one, simultaneously. Okay, so this is the simplest way of representing the benzidine rearrangement, right? So benzidine rearrangement is a reaction between the diphenyl hydrazine to give, that is 4,4-amino diphenyl. Product is a benzidine rearrangement, where the NH-NH bond between the two aromatic ring are shifted to the fourth position of the aromatic ring, where aromatic ring are rejoined. So there is no change in the molecular structure. The molecular structure remains the same. Only the functional group rearrangement takes place. And the way in which you can understand the mechanism, either you can use the first one or second one. It is left to you. Whichever you feel, you can write comfortably. Right now, the last part of this topic, that is benzoic acid rearrangement. Okay, what is benzoic acid rearrangement? Now you can see C6H5CO C6H5. It is a diketo compound. 1,2-diketo diphenyl. 1,2-diketo diphenyl is a compound. When treated with KOH, okay, when treated with KOH, so what happens? You will get a new product. So in the new product, the benzene ring which are present in two different carbonyl group are shifted to the only one carbon atom, C6H5C, C6H5OH, COH. So it will be converted into a simple acid, okay, hydroxy acid. So here the C6H5 from one carbon is rearranged by the migration of the C6H5 groups to the first carbon to give the product, and this product is called as a benzoic acid. Okay, so 1,2-diketo compound is also called as a benzyl. So when the benzyl is treated with aqueous KOH in presence of ethyl alcohol, okay, in presence of ethanol, okay, it undergoes rearrangement of the aromatic ring to give C6H5OH, C6H5COH. So this peculiar conversion of a diketo compound into an acid is known as benzoic arrangement. Okay, so the same thing you can see. Benzoic acid will be prepared by causing a rearrangement of alpha diketone benzyl. That is whatever structure I have given is 1,2-diketo diphenyl compound is called as alpha diketo benzyl. Okay, the major condition of this rearrangement, we must have 1,2-alpha diketone. Okay, so C6H5CO is a one carbon atom, again CO is another carbon atom. There is a 1,2-diketo. Okay, and alpha 2 with each other, therefore it is called as a 1,2-alpha diketo. Okay, well, so this is about the benzoic rearrangement. Okay, benzoic rearrangement is formally the 1,2 arrangement. That is 1,2-diketone to form a alpha hydroxy carboxylic acid using a base. The reaction receives its name from the reaction of benzyl or a diketo. Okay, the reaction receives its name from the reaction of benzyl, 1,2-diketone diphenyl or diketo benzyl, when treated with the potassium hydroxide to form a benzoic acid. Okay, conversion of benzyl to benzoic acid, okay, is in presence of aqueous KOH or NaOH in presence of ethanol. Okay, this reaction is called as a benzoic acid rearrangement. Right, you can see the same reaction just I have shown. C6H5, C6H5CO, CO, C6H5, KOH. So there's the intermediate potassium product of this. Then now this will be converted into, that is, a rearrangement of one of the aromatic ring to the other carbon will take place, and you will get the final product. Now the mechanism of this reaction can be understood very easily. Okay, now you can see C6H5CO, CO, C6H5, KOH. Okay, it will going to form an acid, benzoic acid. The mechanism, if you want to see this mechanism, is a very simple way. ArCO, okay, when it is come in contact with a OH group, there is a nucleophile. KOH undergo ionization to give K plus and OH minus. That nucleophile OH will be there with a lone pair of electron and negative hydrogen, negative OH group. Ar C double bond O, then OH group C double bond O. Okay, C double bond O is there. So oxygen is negative and carbon will be positive. Therefore, the OH group goes to the carbon. Therefore, you will have Ar C double bond O, CO minus OH Ar. Right? So this is a anion of this kind is formed. This anion containing negative charge shifts its electron. At the same time, the functional group O moves towards the carbon. Okay, so ArC double bond O, it moves its electron and become a negative charge, and the negative charged oxygen will become a carbonyl group, no doubt. And at the same time, the aromatic ring shifts towards the oxygen of the first. Okay, then ArO minus C double bond OH, C double bond OH. This product will going to form. Now in the last step, what happened? In the last step, there is a protonation. Okay, so C double bond O become minus, and the proton of COH will shift it to your negatively charged oxygen, and it will become ArCArOH C double bond O minus. So the aromatic ring shifting from C2 to C1 very clearly, and formation of this. Okay, it's a very simple way to represent the mechanism. In the examination, if you are feeling this representation, just you have to add one word. What is the first step? The first step is ionization of KOH to give the nucleophile. The OH minus attacks to the your diketo compound to give the anion of this kind. This anion, okay, this anion undergoes the shift of the proton and rearrangement of the aromatic ring, giving the second. And in the last step, there is a deprotonation giving this product. You have to represent, right? Now, you can represent the same thing in a different fashion also. pH C double bond O, C double bond O, pH. pH means phenyl ring, that is C6H5. So pH, AR or C6H5, all are the same meaning, don't get confused. Okay, C double bond O shift and OH minus attacks. So pH C double bond O, C OH attacks the carbon and negative charge, negative sign on the oxygen. Okay, still pH is there. Now in the next step, what happens? Migration of the pH group. Migration of pH group takes place, and that migrated group moves towards the carbonyl, making CO minus, pH CO minus pH, and C double bond O OH, C double bond O OH. Okay, so this molecule is in equilibrium with the proton transfer. Okay, so where the proton transfer takes place, you can see here the protonation takes place, that O minus will become OH, OH, PH, C, PH, C double bond O, OH. Okay, so this is a possibility. Okay, don't worry about the last part, that is a example I have given. So only thing is, first is attack of the nucleophile, second one is migration of the C6H5, and third one is protonation giving your corresponding, that is acid. Now, okay, the same thing whatever I have explained, I have represented in terms. The first is attack of base to one of the carbonyl group, because there are two carbonyl group of benzyl forming an anion. Okay, so this benzyl is going to form an anion. C6H5 C double bond O CO, C6H5 OH attached to the one of the carbon, and you will get C double bond O. Okay, C double bond O, and that carbon, one of the carbon will get OHH. Okay, in the next step, what happened here? In the next step, migration of the phenyl group takes place to the carbon 1. It is a C6H5 C6H5. There is a O minus, right? Then C double bond O, OH. In the third case, what happened? Protonation takes place. Then C6H5 COH C6H5 C double bond O minus. Okay, so here the proton from the OH shift towards the O minus, and in the last case, again a molecule of water converts that anion into your corresponding acid. Okay, so I have given more option to understand the mechanism. You can choose any one mechanism, but while writing the mechanism, you have to write where is the migration, what kind of nucleophile, how it is formed, how the protonation, how deprotonation, how hydrolysis, whatever the things are there, it should be written systematic way. So with this fourth reaction, I think your portion allotted for me, as far as my view of concern, is almost complete. Now I request all of you, let us go through all my topics, okay, and try to collect notes yourself through whatever the slides or whatever the YouTube message I have given. If you have any doubts, okay, ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿ ಸಲ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಯಾರು ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಒಬ್ಬರು ನನಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಹಚ್ಚಿ ಸರ್ ಈ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ರಿ ಅಂತೂ ನೋ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೂ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಅದ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನನಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್, you should score more at this stage. Whatever the scoring is done last year is different. Okay, so adಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ದು probably I am talking next week college start ಆಗಬಹುದು 21st June ನಂತರ. ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ 21st or 1 week ಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಕೆಲವು ಮಂದಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಪೇಪರ್ ಉಳಿದವರು, ಅಂದರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು 4, I think 6 papers are left. 6 ಪೇಪರ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಮುಂದೊಂದು 8 ದಿನ, 8 to 10 days ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ ಲೇಟರ್ ಆನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಂತ್ ಆಫ್ July 15 ಆನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೆ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ದ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕವರ್ಡ್ ಸೋ ಫಾರ್, ಬಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಬೈ ಯುವರ್ ಓನ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ಇನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್. ನಾವು ಡಿಟೇಲಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಇಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ wish you all the best for your next coming examination. Now I will say with these few words we will meet next time. So thank you.